Like, what is the value of art if people are dying all the way around you? I'm Diane Woodward. I'm a painter in Madoc. No. I'm living happily ever after in a house that I've painted. I was always the colorful kid. Yeah, I came from a family that did not really support the idea of me becoming an artist. When I finished high school, I went right into art school, did 2 years of college, and then 3 years of university in Montreal, and then moved to Ottawa, where I lived for 20 years. I had started as a surrealist as a teenager. I was an abstract painter in school. When I moved to Ottawa, I started painting people because I didn't know anybody there. That way there would be one person who was interested in the painting that I was doing. That sort of morphed into painting animals. And after the animals, I did 2 huge shows at the Canadian Museum of Nature. And when I started studying yoga, doing yoga and then studying meditation, I didn't get it, so I started painting God. I was invited to an ashram in South India, and painting God for swamis is not like sitting in my studio alone and struggling with whatever demons I have that come out on the canvas. It's a job where I use my skills in service of something bigger than me. What do you paint after God? That was problematic. I really crashed when I got back, and I started painting screaming children. I'm not a mother. I have never wanted to be, but creepy children just seem to be the thing. It has been a difficult transition after I had never taken more than 2 days away from painting since 1976. I took 2 years off to make masks. My closest friend is a doctor here in town, and she was out on the front line fighting a monster that we didn't know anything about. And my job was to stay home and watch TV.
Hey, kitty.
So when she asked me to make masks, she sort of knew she was unleashing a monster. And 2.5 years later, I'm still doing it. I've made over 5,000. I think it's 5,028 conservatively, and given them away. When I started making masks, it was like, I'm just going to do this for another 3 hours, and then I'm going to get on that painting. And like a couple months later, I was really like grieving the paintings that weren't happening. But I'd watched the news, and like people were dying, and I had had a health problem and just before the pandemic, and doctors saved me. And I was looking for a way to give back, like to the hospital. Can I give them art for an art auction or something? And in retrospect, it occurred to me that keeping people out of the medical system was the best way to give back. So that eased my heart a whole lot. Like, what is the value of art if people are dying all the way around you? But it's time to be painting again. So to transition back into painting, I painted some clothes pegs, and it turned into 300 dozen clothespins, more than that. Painting's hard. Making masks is so much easier. Painting clothespins is so much easier, but with the clothespins, the context is already there. You're just making something beautiful that does a job. It can't just be pretty. Like, it can't just be colorful. It needs some kind of soul or balls or something in it that makes it relevant, or I'm just putting polka dots on rocks. Like, I can paint a clothes peg and it changes somebody's day. That changes the world in a tiny way, and all we have is a tiny way. Art makes life better. Art absolutely makes life better. It certainly made my life better. Living with other people's art improves my day or my life. We do this job, and it is a job, it's a life, where the reward is the job. There are lots of jobs like that, I guess. This is just the colorful one.